Hi everyone, I'm Coach Grethe. Welcome to my channel. Today we have a very, very, very special guest. This is Amanda Biccum, my teacher from the Temple of Radiance Tantra Facilitator Training. And I've invited her here because she is, in my opinion, the queen of embodiment. So for someone like me, who's lived my whole life in my mind, not in my body, in logic, in science, in doing, she's the perfect person to help me, and you've helped me incredibly much, get in touch with my body and live more embodied.
Which you're doing amazing, by the way. I'm like, wow, Grethe's so embodied. It's incredible. So it was possible for her. It's possible for anyone here. Yeah.
So there's no one better to explain this to you than Amanda. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I feel privileged. We're at a festival right now and we're on the stage. So we have the perfect stage for you to bring this through. Yeah.
Yeah. So Amanda, what is embodiment?
So embodiment for me is two things. So there's two parts to it. I'll break down the easy, simple part first, although it's maybe more simple to say and harder to do. And the first part is someone who is embodied is a living, breathing, speaking, doing, acting in alignment with their values and especially what they say to others, especially leaders, you know. Am I embodying what I am inviting others into? So that could be anything from nonviolent communication or my ritual practices. In our work, we do a lot of rituals, or literally spending time with being in my body if I'm going to teach about embodiment. So in essence, it's doing what you say or living by what you're preaching you live by. And it's a practice. It's a practice every day. Someone who maybe teaches about meditation but doesn't actually sit on their meditation cushion, that's not embodiment. It's really easy to teach something from the mind, but to actually live it, breathe it, and do it is different. So this is the first area of embodiment. So maybe this is a beautiful invitation for you to, check in with myself. Do I feel that the things that I am sharing about, inviting myself and others to do, am I doing that myself? And maybe after this video, you can write down different areas of your life and ask yourself, how embodied am I in certain areas? And the next aspect of embodiment is what I like to call a breakdown of the 5 bodies. So if you have a pen and paper, this is a beautiful moment to write it down. And the first body that almost all of us are familiar with because it has been ingrained from society. Take a moment to guess. It's the mental body. And it's the mental body is where we operate, how you're receiving this information, where we communicate from. It's also where our stories live, and where the thoughts and the ideas and the judgments and the incredible knowledge that you've gained from many of your areas of studying, it's your sense-making machine. So the mental body is a beautiful body. And it can also be a destructive body, right? Who knows that? I definitely know that. And so to be embodied in the mental body is not just necessarily being like, oh, I have a mental body, okay. But it's your awareness of the mental body. So it's, if I'm having judgments, if I'm having thoughts, if I'm being triggered, can I be aware of my body, my mental body in this case, instead of being stuck in the story that I am my mental body? I'm not my mental body. It's a part of me, but it's not all of me. And most of the population lives here. They live in the mental body, they believe in the stories, they're not yet creating that consciousness that separates, I have a mental body, but my mental body is not all I am. So this is the first body. And as I go through these bodies, the second part of embodiment is your connection to and your awareness of. So check in with yourself. How connected am I to my mental body? And maybe you were like Grethe in the beginning, you're like, I dom this part of my body. I know this one. I'm good at it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then there's that extra added layer. Can you be aware of that body? Yeah. So this is the first layer where 95, if not more, % of the population is in relationship to this mental body.
I want to share something.
Yeah.
I had a conversation this morning where I realized I am on a journey of operating more from my other bodies than just my mental. And one of the things that forced me to do that was menopause brain. My mind started working so poorly, I couldn't remember things. And it was really hard because part of my identity was being a smart woman, having a well-functioning brain, and suddenly it was gone. And so I realized this morning that I need to teach and do from a much more embodied place. Because even though it's better, it's still not what it was. And that's a process, getting used to that. And it can also turn into a strength. Because it's not forcing me, I'm choosing embodiment. And I might end up being much better than I was.
I have a feeling you will be. Because what happens with embodiment is more of us starts to come online. So it's a beautiful share. And maybe some of you can relate to that. Like maybe you've had an accident, or you've had an illness, or maybe you have leaky gut and candida, which affects your mental capacity. Or maybe you even have you're atypical in your neurology. So this is where you can start to become aware. I have a mental body, but I'm not only my mental body. So if we were to descend, and if I had a board here, I would draw like a tornado spiral that goes down, because the path of embodiment is really about descending, arriving here in this earth body before we ascend. Whereas many spiritual practices, they just teach you to ascend. And this is really, we descend, we come home first. So the second body that most people are in somewhat of a connection to is the physical body. This beautiful suit that we get to wear on this lifetime. And again, remember, embodiment is your connection to. So first ask yourself, how connected right now and in this period of my life do I feel to my physical body? And through different periods of our lives, we go through different journeys. Sometimes you feel, maybe you're going to the gym a lot or doing your yoga and you're like, yes, I feel really good, I feel really healthy. And then maybe other times you feel sick. Your body's not working so well. Or maybe you're not feeding her or him so well. Now, embodiment is your connection to it and your awareness of it. So by bringing awareness to how connected do I feel to my physical body right now is already starting to shift the consciousness to you and your physical body. And embodiment is not just going to the gym and eating healthy. There are many people who go to the gym, have a ripped body, but they're not embodied. Because it's about, through the physical body, which I love to work with so much, it's about, can I become so aware of how my body is connecting in and moving through, and when I extend my right hand, I can reach my left hand and I feel the back body open as I lift up, I feel my chest, and it's really how aware can I be of this vessel and how she moves or he moves if you're in a male body. So this is the physical body. Then we have even less % of the population is connected to this body, and it's the emotional body. And this is where, particularly if you are in a male body, but also female bodies, but particularly if you are in a male body, there's a lot of shame around this emotional body. There's a lot of, I can't be emotional. If you're a woman and you're emotional, what are you?
Too much.
Too much. And if you're a man, you just can't even begin to show it, because then you're less manly. This is kind of some of the societal programmings which come from the mental body and trickle down into this emotional body. But I'm curious, Grethe, if you could speak to, like, what has been your experience of connecting more to your emotional body? Put her on the spot.
Yeah. I have been actively suppressing my emotions for years in order not to trigger people. Maybe also afraid to feel, because emotions, we feel them physically in our bodies, and it's painful, or it can be much overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I wasn't so much in touch. I've also been on hormonal birth control my whole life.
Makes a difference.
And now that I'm not, I'm learning to be with a lot of emotion.
It's true.
And I'm also actively working to connect through voice work, through embodiment work. I just went to a therapy session. I've just been crying. and through practice, it's easier and easier to hold. So my capacity to be with my emotions, with other people's emotions, not having to fix and not having to please.
Yeah.
When my capacity increases, I become so much more free.
Listen to that. When her capacity increases, she becomes so much more free.
Yeah.
And this is, you know, the thing with the emotional body is exactly what you said. Like, most people, even women, but also men, like, anger is okay for men, and that's about the range of emotion. But if they're sad, they need to hide it. If they're scared, they need to hide it.
Yeah.
You know, joy is always welcome. Happiness is always welcome. But there's also a full range of sadness, grief, pain, anger. And these emotions particularly, we're not used to, A, being told they're welcome, and B, knowing how to hold them when they are. And many of us from childhood, it's like, you know, you start crying and the mom or the dad is like, hey, it's okay, you're fine, no, everything's okay.
Don't cry, here's an ice cream.
Yeah, totally, exactly.
Yeah.
But the world of embodiment is like, no, let me be with what is moving through me, because it's an energy, literally an energy that is stuck, that wants space so it can be, so it can release, so it can transform, so more life force can come through.
Do you want to know a fun fact about emotions?
Yes.
Because I'm a biologist, right?
Of course.
So I like to geek out on these things.
Love it.
There's a book called Molecules of Emotion by Candace Pert, and she got the Nobel Prize for this work. So the emotions in your body, when you feel the feelings, it's how your nervous system communicates with your body. How do I feel about the situation? And biologically, chemically, it's peptides, molecules coming into your bloodstream, attaching to receptor sites on cells in your body. That's why you feel the sensation. And when you stay with it, you feel it, they release and they're washed out. And that's how you move through the emotion. If you push it down,
They stay
get stuck.
And interesting, because I didn't know this from a neurobiological perspective, but this is what Eastern medicine has known for a really long time.
Yes.
So I love having the science, thank you, behind where my school of studies come from, the Eastern traditions, whether that's yoga, Qigong, Taoism, Buddhism, acupuncture, all of these ancient philosophies and practices knew that if you don't consciously work with and move your chi body, your prana body, and your emotional body, it will turn into dis-ease.
Yes.
And this is where a large part of our diseases come from, because we suppress this body. So this is a beautiful, beautiful invitation for you to ask yourself, honestly, on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being not at all to 10 being like, I'm a fucking emotional Jedi master. Call me if you are, I'd love to meet you. Where are you in relationship to your emotional body? And it doesn't mean like, oh my God, I can feel my emotions and I allow them to take me over and I have it. It's like, how, again, right? My awareness of and my connection to. So this means that when we're doing embodiment work and we're working with the emotional body, we create a container for us to go into these parts that we don't want to come out whenever, wherever, because if you're having a breakdown in the middle of an airplane line, you know, it's not the best part to happen. But if you practice emotional hygiene, it's doing embodiment work to hold space for these little parts in us that want to be felt and want to be healed.
Yeah, it's having that safe space so it doesn't come out sideways.
Absolutely. Any passive aggressive people in here? I can definitely have relate to having, and I know that when I am passive aggressive, it's because there's something underneath that I haven't given space to feel, and that's my responsibility to catch it, and or if someone else mirrors it back to me, it's my responsibility to do that inner work. Yeah.
Take a deep breath.
So we're almost finished. The next body is one of my favorite bodies. And this is the energy body. And this is the body that is, I believe, one of the most powerful bodies because we all have access and we all have connection to it. And it's an expansion of, you mentioned already, the nervous system. And also in ancient traditions, as well as science today, they've measured the electromagnetic field that is resonating. And the more meditation we do and the more practices like Qigong or Tai Chi or yoga we do, the bigger our energetic field becomes. And this is one of the most powerful bodies to work with when we're talking about boundaries, because usually it's an energetic boundary that's crossed way before any physical boundary is crossed. And this is where using our breath, like you just invited, is really powerful to help bring more awareness to this body. And as Grethe mentioned, there's this energy that's moving inside the body. And when you start to just bring your breath to, can I bring more life force through my breath to my body? And can I realize that there's an energy moving through all my organs, all my extremities, and even outside my physical body? This is how we start to work with the energy field. And Grethe and I here are creating a field of energy. And if she were to leave, the energy would be different. If someone just walks in the room, the energy of the field is different. And when you start to become aware that you have this energy body, it's kind of like a Jedi superpower body. Yeah. And the last body is our spiritual body. So this is, and your relationship to spirit can be whatever. It can be source, God, goddess, Jesus. It can be the universe. It can be consciousness. But it's what is this vertical line that is connecting me to something bigger than myself. We have the horizontal line, which is where the first 3 bodies really live. Then you have this energy body that is kind of a dance between all of it. And then you have this vertical line where can I move beyond myself and realize there's so much more than what I think happening. There's something so much bigger. There's a mystery, there's divinity, there's synchronicity, there's this quantum field, to put it in terms of physics, that is connecting everything and everyone. And so this is embodiment, when you have this relational awareness to every conversation you have, every dance you have, every building, every place you walk into, every conversation. There are all of these bodies connecting and contributing to giving you information. And this is the work of embodiment.
Wow. Thank you for giving it to us in such a structured way, because I love structure. I have one more question. Is there one more body?
Wow. So if we put them all together, this is what you can connect to, which is the erotic body or the life force body. And it's really when all of these bodies are turned on and active and engaged and connected to, that there becomes this bigger field where all of eros, which doesn't mean it's sexual, it can be, but it's where this life force is streaming through, and where your creations and your passions and your fuck yes turned onness for life just beams through you. You don't have to work to make it happen. And this is the benefit of embodiment, and this is the essence of Tantra really at the core. It's like this being absolutely awake and alive and open to this life force body that is here, but often so covered by all of these layers in our society and our conditioning.
Thank you.
Great question.
Yeah, the answer to that question is one of the reasons why I'm very motivated or willing and eager to do embodiment work. Because I want to be in touch with that energy and create my life from that energy. So thank you.
And you do it so well. This woman streams life force in a feminine way. She's like the magnet. I see her like a flower. It's really, really beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, I hope you really liked this video. If you did, please press like. And if you want more content like this, hit subscribe. If you want to know more about Amanda, read the notes. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.